we may have a problem with this review. Can you find some tweezers and a magnifying glass so we can pull the ship out of the box to display it? Tell you, leaving things ridiculous. Right, is there anything we need to talk about before we start? The box is heavier than the thing. Yeah, I know.
Is it empty?
Looks it. 3, 2. Hi and welcome to Geekology. I'm David.
I'm Sven.
And tonight we're reviewing Star Trek, the official Starship collection by Eaglemoss, issue 106 and 107.
And people are still clutching at the idea there's only going to be 130 issues of this.
No, definitely
that might be all that they've confirmed.
Let's put it this way. I redesigned my wall to allow for 200 in total.
Right. Are you aware of some of the things that have been announced of late?
Evidently not, because you wouldn't look so smug as I said that comment.
Do you know about the Discovery series?
I know they're going to have a separate set of ships for Discovery.
Yeah, do you know they're all special sized? One a month, special sized.
One a month.
Yeah.
20 or 40?
20, 25, something like that.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. That's fine. As long as they're not going
8
to
to
be...
10 inches long.
That's what she said. Okay, shall we review these and we'll worry about those when they come out? Okay, so a ship I've foolishly been looking forward to, the Kazon Raider. Sven?
Let's have a look at the mag. Issue 106 is the Kazon Raider, which is apparently a small warship in operation during the 24th century. Top speed warp 6.
What? Wait, hang on, I'm confused. Why was there... Oh, okay. Why was there an apparently for that? Because it was. For the Kazon, that was a warship.
That's interesting. Length 160 metres.
I keep forgetting how much you dislike Voyager.
No, that's not fair. I just don't like it as much as every other Trek ever. I still prefer it to say... I still prefer it to say Firefly, or Farscape, or...
Okay, listen, you can bash Farscape to your heart's content. Firefly? You mean what?
Didn't say they were bad shows, I just said I preferred old Star Trek to them. You're the one inferring I was saying they're bad shows.
Can't compare them, different kettle of fish. I'm not even getting drawn into a debate.
Voyager to BSG, both types of BSG.
Fair enough. So, this magazine says, man.
Right, this is operated by the Kazon and the Trabe. I don't remember. Type small warship, in operation 24th century. Location Delta Quadrant, and that narrows it down. Length 160 metres approximately. Max speed warp 6. Weaponry,
which is kind of funny because
it looks like you could actually launch it with a what's the word I'm looking for?
Slingshot.
That's the word. Thank you very much. Slingshot it around the sun. See how that works. Anyway.
For this particular class of ship, not well.
No. Weaponry, directed energy weapons and photonic charges. Do they think they're Borg or something?
It's like being pecked to death by a duck.
This is how you dock it on its stand. Right, here is that thing. The Kazon vessel in an orangey brown colour, which appears to kind of match that.
Terracotta.
Yes. It is terrible colour. Kazon Raiders were originally designed and built by the Trabe. The main body was shaped like an airship and it had various fin-like structures added to the underside, including a distinctive rudder-shaped protuberance. Protuberance? I can't speak.
English. Really good. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. The Kazon operated in an area of the Delta Quadrant that was poor in natural resources because they torn it all out. Right, there's the Kazon. Is he an Ogler? I can't remember. Oh, it's a Nistrum. Right, okay. I don't know. I can't remember Voyager. I only just bought the whole. It's only in the last few months have I actually bought it. I've actually bought all of Voyager on disc. I got it really cheap, to be fair, in the original red packaging. I got it really cheap. It's never going to happen on Blu-ray, is it? Let's be honest.
It might still happen.
If Netflix ponying up the money for it, that's the only way it's going to happen. And then it'll be in 4K.
It'll still happen though. Anyway, so come on.
There's a topographical view of this big lump of brown stuff. Impulse engine, main bridge, dorsal sensor arrays, etc, etc, etc. Does what it says on the tin. Designing it. Yep. All worth reading. Okay, that looks like it's almost the son of a Tholian.
Oh, son of a Tholian.
Designing the Kazon and trying not to let them look like Klingons.
They pretty much secured that with the hair thing.
Yeah. But did they?
Yeah.
I've seen some Klingons with some serious hair.
No.
We're trying not to.
They had lustrous, long locks. But...
and then we got the on-screen key appearances being State of Flux and Alliances, and then various bits of trivia about it. And next week,
concentrate on this week.
I don't have good enough glasses to find it. No.
It is small. It's heavy because the bulk of it is metal. The undercarriage is plastic. There is a lovely amount of detail in it. It could have done with being bigger.
Yes.
The paint job for the windows
It's good.
and some of the detailing, but the overall colour scheme is a yuck and not right.
Problem is they're showing it in that colour in the mag a lot, aren't they?
And that's because they're showing a CGI version of it without the lighting effects. But the problem is here, this is an iconic vessel. It was the main bad guy for a lot of season 1.
Right. Which is my least favourite season.
Yes, but it's not. But it was okay. The fact that it's your least favourite and the fact that it is most fans' least favourite is beside the point. These ships and the species were instrumental in the storyline for plotting out how Voyager's ethics were going to work forward.
Yeah, there's a shame there wasn't a series after Voyager really that was in that time frame, because Next Gen's first season enemy that didn't work out managed to be really quite good in Deep Space Nine.
Okay.
The Kazon never got there, did it?
No, well, no, because they had. I mean, even the script writers said they had to get past the whole Kazon thing because there's only so much space the Kazon could have as a species before. That's one of the things. It was one of the reasons why Seska was so instrumental in pushing the storylines forward. The thing is, I mean, we all know I'm a Voyager fan. And whilst I'm not a fan of the species, the Kazon, and they're stolen ships, because as it said, no, actually Kazon, these were iconic, these were important. These were an instrumental part of setting up the storyline. And whilst the majority of this is metal, which is fantastic, the scale, it's a shame to see it so small. I really feel it should have been bigger. Even the Rebel kit was
thinking about it,
big.
looking at that design, I'm not sure it could have got much bigger and stayed within that box. That's your problem.
No, I think it could have. I believe it's because they chose to make the top part metal and the underneath plastic. The cost might have been the issue with this one. Again, I'm let down with the colour. I think the colour scheme is very poor. And it's a real shame because the join line is really well done. There is detailing in here. They have paid attention to quite a lot. But to be brutally honest, the colour just really lets me down on that one.
Okay.
Also, the size lets me... Oh, I'm sorry, I haven't really let you play with it. The size is a small issue for me. It's a small issue. The coloration is a bigger problem. It's fine. The coloration is a bigger problem for me than the size. I could have lived with that size if it had been better painted.
Coloured correctly. Yeah.
Well, you see, there you go. You get into a whole. We've had this debate many times.
They've picked out some very small details.
They really have.
They just let themselves down with the basic colour scheme.
Yeah.
That's a real shame. I mean, considering it's... I don't feel let down by this simply because I couldn't give a flying for it anyway.
Okay. As I said, I don't particularly care for the species.
Yeah.
But it was important for setting up Voyager. So I really feel that...
I'm quite impressed by the amount of detail they've picked out on it, to be fair. I think they've done a very good job of moulding it.
The magazine was decent.
Yeah. But it's not the first time a model has been let down by its base colour.
Yeah.
And they should have learnt by now. The problem is that the base colour is what it is in the magazine. But the magazine is wrong. So...
I could not name you one of the Kazon ships. I don't even think they even named any of the ships. It was just done
Which
by...
is my ship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, no, I think they just referred to them as by the tribe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rather than the ship names themselves. So I couldn't name any of the individual ships. I'm not sure they did name any of them without going back and checking and without Google. And we don't Google, as some of our episodes are blindingly obvious. So yeah, I'm disappointed. I'd have liked to have seen it. Yeah.
Damn squib a little bit.
Come on then, let's do the Klingon one, because there's
from
one thing.
Iconic vessel to an actual icon.
Well, they do groom
I know you're not a big.
well.
I know you're not a big fan of the bird of Klingon vessels, but you can't deny that the Bird of Prey is known almost as well as the Enterprise is.
I'm not going to argue that in any way, shape or form. Do you want to start with Mag?
1. Klingon Bird of Prey in attack position. It's Braille class, apparently. Launched 23rd century, length 139 metres, maximum speed warp 9, except when going around Sol. Operated by the Klingon Defence Force, Braille, Cavort and D12 classes. There is a bit of a difference between them.
Just a smidge.
Just a tad, it being size. So, operated by the Klingon Defence Force, type Braille, Cavort and D12, suggesting they're the same thing, which they're not. The Braille and the Cavort class are most definitely not the same.
This is really cool. I can shoot something over here whilst facing here.
I'll just be glad yours isn't as bad as some of the ones I've seen. And pictures on Facebook where they've been pointing almost directly upwards. In operation 2285 to 2375. 2285? Is that when Search for Spock was?
Date doesn't run right.
Varies depending on type of crew. Yeah, from 12 up to like 200. Only varies a bit.
A smidge.
Max speed 9, warp 9 sustained, i.e. when not falling into a sun. The weaponry 2 to 4 disruptor cannons depending on size. 1 to 2 torpedo launchers depending on size and therefore class. Right, why mess with something that works quite well? I'll tell you why you mess with it, because your other ships haven't been scaled in the same way. So when you put it next to a Galaxy class, it has to be double the size of the one you put next to, when you put the same model next to the Enterprise A. That's why you've got a problem. Right, there's 4 Braille class birds of prey in attack formation. Claw! It's the claw.
He's our master. He says who will stay and who will go.
These occasionally can fire when cloaked. Please approach with caution. There we go. Right, so we have a D12 Bird of Prey with the least favourite of the bridges of these things. There's the HMS Bounty, the stolen Bird of Prey. God damn you. The Rotoran, which is Braille class. when they had a Pach running around, which was the ship Riker was on, which was Cavort class. The Brel only had 12 people on board, actually in the episodes with Alexander, didn't they? Retiring.
I do not know without checking.
There we go. Fleet listings. Because they've already covered majority of the bleeding ship. So they've got to go to the point where they're doing fleet listings. I mean, there's Clar's ship from Star Trek V. Their Krug ship / the HMS Bounty from Star Trek 3 and 4. General Chang's Bird of Prey, which they're not telling you which class it is technically, though it probably would have been Brel class. Matter of Honour, that was Cavort class. The Duras Sisters one, that was the D12, which is the weird designation they just made up for the episodes of the movie. The Rotoran, which was Brel class in the Deep Space Nine episodes, and they've missed a few others, but we won't go there.
Yeah.
Right, and J.G. Hertzler. Well, there's an excuse for a man on its own. Frank Lake in different roles in Trek. And frankly, if he turns up in Discovery, I will not be crying about it. That would be awesome. There we go. Yeah, there's some of the other. Because of course he was Cisco's captain aboard the Saratoga. That's just.
I just really loved him in this episode.
Oh right, but he was a Herodian.
Yes.
Yeah.
I liked the Herodians. Shame we didn't get more episodes of them.
Key appearances: Undiscovered Country. Key appearance when it only appeared when it got hit by photon torpedoes. That wasn't a key appearance. It was barely in it.
That's funny because
wouldn't Star Trek 3 be the better?
Yeah, that'd be the better one.
Especially being as the first time we see the Bird of Prey, it actually flies off, turns around, goes into that mode, and attacks some poor little raider ship. Anyway. And Deep Space Nine, Shadows and Symbols with the IKS Rotaran, which of course is quite an important ship. Why he picked the smallest ship in the fleet to be his flagship, I never understand. Anyway.
Because you're not attached to a ship that may not be the best.
No. And there's the Cheyenne class from the next issue, which I'm so having one of those. Anyway,
let's review this one.
Bird of Prey in attack position. The S-foils have been locked in attack position. I've just insulted it completely, haven't I, by saying that. Right. For those of you who don't know, issue 3, was it? Of this series was the Bird of Prey. Anyway, here's one we prepared earlier with extra dust.
Yeah, it's actually got a film of dust on it, to be fair.
Right. As I was saying, and that part might have ended up in bloopers by this point, but as I was saying, I believe this was issue 3. Because we had 1701D was issue 1, Refit in its amazing blueness was issue 2, that was issue 3, and the Derridex class Warbird and the NX-01 were 4 and 5, or 5 and 4. Not quite
the thing is, we have a problem here.
Yes.
Because although they're specifying a Bird of Prey in attack position, they're not specifying which Bird of Prey. So the paint job for this one and the paint job for this one could legitimately be that difference, because they might be two completely different class of Bird of Prey.
Yes, or they could all individually have different feathering, for all we know. Because let's face it, with this one, and a lot of viewers may not be aware of this, because in the UK there was a 5-issue test run of this series, and when they did that, those 5 ships were produced by a different factory to issues 1 and onwards were done when they did the final release, which is why you've got the Shady Prize.
This is the second release. This is the official release.
Now I will find some pictures of comparing the test.
Compare the Starship.com.
Yes, compare Klingon Bird of Prey, because I have got both the test run and the original full release. Good news is that at home I do in fact have both of the original versions of the Bird of Prey, issue 3 from the test run and issue 3 from the final run.
Yeah.
The magazine's different as well.
Is it?
Yes. layout changes and colour choice changes on the cover and some of the
I need to see if I can get
headers.
hold of one of those.
But those of us who've been with us for quite a while already know this because it's actually on the Flickr account and attached to our original review way back in the depth of time. If you're watching this quite quickly after it's released, what you might find is it's in a Star Trek, the official Starships collection playlist. At which point, rewind it all the way to the beginning and you'll find a review of that from right at the beginning, because I think we did all 5 of the first issues together.
It's been that long since I watched it, I honestly don't remember.
And just bear in mind, we're up to issue 107 now. We do have a tendency to do the 2 together, so that's over 50 videos. Have fun. Oh, you're in for a treat next year, because when we hit the 5th anniversary, we're reacting to our own videos.
Oh no. I can already tell you I do not react well to our videos. I've done events with you where you've had them playing in the background and the sound of my own voice. Just
The hilarity is that you actually admitted you've never watched some of the earlier episodes because you didn't know about the bloopers.
yeah, that was a mistake. I've rectified that since. Yes. We're reviewing Starships.
Yeah. Anyway, let's have a look at this.
You
have a bent cannon.
It's true. It's true.
To be fair, as I alluded to earlier, there's been a lot of pictures of this release kicking around on the net going, these are bent to bits.
Yeah, I'll tell you what's genuinely strange. Because I've got the Playmate version, which was the Playmate version.
Yeah.
And I've got the diamond. I've got 2 of the diamond selects. I've got, the solid and the semi-cloaked. I haven't got the fully cloaked because I haven't got that kind of money.
Yeah.
And also, I've just never been offered one. Somebody offers me one at a decent price, I'll have one of those. And I've played with the wing settings because I have them set up and this looks dramatically different to this. So the feathering really does make a big difference.
It is painted. Different panels are painted on the 2 ships.
Yeah, and this
but again,
is red,
that might be
where this is
that's because they've done a dirt effect on it.
Yeah. But isn't it surprising how different these 2 ships look from just that one thing?
Yeah. I mean, this is the other thing as well. You'll notice on the image of the test run is that the baffles behind the sort of like, or is it those are the bits of the baffles? I don't know. But the bits of the back behind the sort of like hinge part, those are painted differently on the original test release. So you have essentially the difference between...
Yes, but we can't compare the test release ones because the majority of people who are watching this going, well, why are you scoring the damn thing? Don't have that. So we need to just do it as plain. And yeah, this is quite a difference.
There is quite a paint difference there, isn't
there? There is a big paint difference.
Yeah. It's not a difference that's meant to be there by the looks of it. It's just a difference in choice of paint, I would suggest. It's quite clearly they're both the same class.
Yep.
And they're just different individual ships from the fleet. So you literally can display these 2 together as if one's coming into one could be from the universe.
Because the paint jobs are different. You could do it as part of a battle squadron.
One's from the universe where the Klingons didn't use the attack mode, say in like Yesterday's Enterprise, where they attacked like this and didn't actually go into attack position. You ever notice that about Yesterday's Enterprise? It's really annoying. So why are these Klingon Birds of Prey not in attack position? Does that mean that those Klingon Birds of Prey don't have an attack position? What is that? Or they're just lazy?
Upgrade.
Oh, it's a Galaxy class. We won't bother. We're just going to get destroyed anyway because Galaxy class.
Anyway. Reviewing
the ship. I find it quite difficult to score this on the basis of it's that slightly different paint scheme. I do mean slightly. With its wings down. Is it necessary? Hell no. Would it have been a good idea in the first place to engineer this so you could move it? Probably, but not from a business point of view.
Not from a business point of view.
I don't think we scored this originally. I'm now going to be proved wrong by the video.
Yeah, somebody's watching this.
I don't think we scored these way back when.
Right, well,
I think they both should have the same score. And they are 104 issues apart. To be fair, they've spread them out.
They did spread them out. Okay, see, I'm going to disagree with you. Because
they're definitely the same class of ship.
Yeah, but
they're both they're both Brel class.
But the paint job is dramatically different.
It's not
between the. No, not in a bad way, but it's a big difference between the paint jobs.
I don't concur.
Okay, well, we'll let people compare the photos and they will see if
this has just got a dirt wash.
I agree that they both deserve the same score.
Yep.
I'll be brutally honest, I can't remember what we scored it the first time round.
Sure we didn't, but yeah, okay.
So I'm going to go with 8.5.
8.5?
8.5.
Okay. Actually, I agree with you there. Because the thing is there's not that much wrong with it. Now, I know some people have mentioned there's unpainted parts. I don't see it on this edition.
No, it's painted.
But I think that might be the QC issue.
I would like to say, no, I wouldn't have said it with this one because it wasn't as noticeable. But with this one, I do not like the interlocking just there because it's quite obviously one cast piece. It doesn't look like it moves well on the model.
But this one looks like it could do.
That one does. This one doesn't.
The dirt wash is actually taking away some of the detail in the joints.
So I'd argue about that and whether this was necessary.
Certainly not necessary.
See,
I personally would have thought that should have been released instead of that.
Oh, I don't know. No, I'm fine with both.
Because how often do you see a Klingon Bird of Prey that's not in attack position?
Genuine.
Other than in
every time I go into my office, because I have one in that position.
But I meant in the show.
Oh, in the show. See, the thing is, I don't mind having the same identical classes of ship that are different names, because we had identical classes of ship in different names.
Okay, that's a Rotaran, and that's.
No, but I'm saying there isn't. It's
Bounty Rotaran.
The Bounty would have Bounty written on it.
That's be the one thing here. You watch there be a third one of these with the wings up.
The Bounty written on it.
Bounty written on it.
Yeah, but I'm fine with that. That would be fine. I'd have no issue with that. I'm not.
Taste the coconut.
On the one hand, yes. On the other hand, no.
Well, David's been as decisive as always, and
no. What I'm saying is,
you know what? I'm going to go with 8.5 for the original release and 8 for that one because that wash has taken away a little bit of the detail. There we go. Okay. How does that? How does that? Put that in your smart Pope and smart.
You know what? I'm going to leave it to hardcore.
Put that in your Pope and.
I'm going to leave it for the hardcore Klingon fans to comment because I'll be interested to see what they say. Because on the one hand, yes, I can see why we need the ship in both modes. On the other hand, well, actually, third mode because we haven't got landed, so they can be released in the landed mode.
Ideas. That'll be a special.
They've already had the ideas. Oh,
with a little Kirk. And Spock.
You know what?
How do you feel?
We have waffled on way too much. We'd love to read your opinions, so please leave them in the comment section below. You can subscribe to us here on YouTube and you can follow us on both Facebook and Twitter. Thank you for watching and good night.
Bye.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, this was going to start raging. It felt already a little ragey. Right, Do the mag! Do the mag. We do the monster mag. Sorry. Hello, Editor Sven.
I'm just glad he's not doing anything that's a little bit, you know, crazy and related to what's that? The Rocky Horror Picture Show. Because trust me,
You can't put
don't want to
pictures
see
in-
that.
No, I'd ban you from putting. No, just no, 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 no. Not on Flickr, not on anything else. That picture remains in the only place it is, and you do not mess with it.
You do know that's already open that, right?
Of course, it's over there. It's on my Facebook.
Such a way. You need to stop doing that, otherwise we'll have the video.
3, 2, 1. Those are individual Kazon names.
No, they're
The
not.
ships.
Oh, no, those are individual Kazon groups or
Groups, yeah,
sects.
yeah, but the individual ships didn't have names.
Oh, no, why would they bother? They don't see them as...
Yeah.
Right. For those of you who don't know, issue 3, was it? Of this series was Bird of Prey? Not in
Maybe that's
attack
something we should
position?
have checked first.
I don't
Should
care.
we
I'm going to say issue 3 because I'm pretty sure...
Can we check this,
I'm
please?
pretty sure...
Please, let's
no,
check
because
this.
I'm pretty sure NX01...
Can we re-edit
No,
this bit
because
then, so we don't have this debate on film?
The NX01 and the Derridex class were 4
Okay,
and 5. Not quite sure which order.
let's rerun-
I'm
let's
sure it
rerun
went
this edit.
D,
So-
refit, Bird of Prey.
Fine, let's re-edit.
No, because that's funny.
No, we're not having this debate on film.
Why not?
Fuck off.
Why? Why? It's only about the number of issue order. For God's sake, don't be so precious, darling. Fuck's sake, people find that kind of shit funny.
I thought you were about to say the clap.
One round here is this.
3, 2, 1.
You have a bent cannon.
I do have a bent cannon.
This doesn't surprise me because
It's
I've seen
surprising
these with
too.
bent cannons. I've seen a lot of
Do you
these
know
with
what's
bent
really
cannons.
strange? We've waffled on for more than enough, and we've got lots of videos.
Potato waffles, a waffle eater style.
We've got so many more videos for you guys to watch, so feel free to sub up on. We have waffled on.